All right, so we're going to do a vertical motion problem here. They want to know how high off the ground is the ball before it's hit. We know that's the y-intercept, and so the y-intercept is always the c value. So in this case, the c value is 4. So to start, the ball is going to be 4 feet off the ground. The next two questions involve the maximum height. So the maximum height we know is the vertex. So to answer B, at what time does it reach the maximum height? That's going to be the x-coordinate of the vertex, which we find by doing the formula negative b over 2a. So the x-coordinate is negative b over 2a. And so that's negative 40 over 2 times negative 16. And so negative 40 divided by negative 32 is going to give me 1.25. So this is a time. So the time it gets to the maximum height is 1.25 seconds. To find the actual maximum height, we have to plug 1.25 into the equation for t. So the height is going to be negative 16 times 1.25 squared plus 40 times 1.25 plus 4, which we can use our scientific calculator to help us calculate. So negative 16 times 1.25 squared plus 40 times 1.25 plus 4. So this ball is going to get 29 feet off the ground. So the maximum height is going to be 29 feet. So far we kind of know a little bit about what the graph of this is going to look like. If this is our height, and if this is the time since we hit the ball, at time 0, so to start, the ball was 4 feet off the ground. Then it's going to get hit. It's going to go all the way up, and it's going to come back to the ground eventually. This high point of the ball was 1.25 seconds after it was hit, and it got all the way up to a height of 29 feet. The last two questions, we're going to have to use the quadratic formula to help us solve. So they want to know, when does it hit the ground? So the ground has a height of 0. That's this point over here on the graph. How long does it take to get here? So we're going to plug 0 in for h. And with these word problems, the quadratic typically isn't factorable. So I'm just going to jump right into finding my time by doing the quadratic formula. So negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So this is going to give us two answers. Let's get our calculator and see what they give us. So negative 40 plus the square root of 40 squared minus 4 times a times c over 2a. So the first answer I'm getting, if I round to the nearest hundredth, is negative 0.10. That doesn't make sense. We can't have negative time. So let's change this to subtraction. And that's going to give us 2.60 if we round to the nearest hundredth. So after 2.6 seconds, it's going to land on the ground. So 2.6 seconds is this point where it hits the ground.